Dr. Clark, Dr. Asa Hillard, and Dr. Ben broke Kemet up differently. They call the first so-called 6 dynasties the first golden age. Then the intermediate period. Mentuhotep ushers in the second golden age. That's the 11th, 12th, and 13th dynasty. Then we go into the second intermediate period. Then the 17th, 18th now starts the third golden age. That's Teshasheri and Amos and all of them, they usher in the third golden age, okay? The fourth golden age now will be the Kushites coming in with Kashta, Tahaka, Pianki, all of them. That's the fourth golden age. So those are the gold. After that, like I say, you got like Obama kings. You got black kings, but they're not like ruling for Ma'at and for Kemet. They're just placeholders for Persians or Assyrians like that until the Greeks come in and say, okay, that's it, y'all. We taking over. And then the Romans tell them, oh, no, we closing all of this and we taking over. Well, what really happens, if we go to this first golden age, what you're really going to see here is that Kemet started out full-blown. They started out at an apex. And each generation now began to get less, and less. So by the time you get to the fourth, okay, when you get to the third so-called dynasty, so let me just make sure people understand. Dynasties were created by the Ptolemies during the Ptolemy rule. When the Ptolemies wanted to know about the people they were ruling, they asked the high priest. There was a high priest of the Temple of Amen called Manetho. And Manetho was the high priest of the Temple of Amen, and he spoke Greek. And so he was able to communicate with both, right? So he was educated both, so he's the high priest and he speaks Greek. So he is the translator to the Ptolemy people. So they asked him to put the history of the Kemet so that they can understand it, so that they can rule better. So Ptolemy goes, remember he got all the records now. They closed all the temples and brought him to Alexandria. So he has all the records from all the temples. So he goes back to Narmer and calls that Dynasty 1. And later he missed some kings, so they had to have Dynasty 0. So that was put in afterwards, okay? So he made it a family rule or the same ideology. So even though maybe you're not my blood king, but I passed the torch on to you and you're teaching the exact same thing, that's still part of the same dynasty. When the philosophy slightly changed a little bit and the whole family changed, a different family rule, that became a different family. So a dynasty is a family rule. It could be 28 years, 15 years, 100 years, 37 years. It's not like a decade, 10, or millennium, 1,000, or century, 100. You know, it's not set like that. So it's a family rule, a dynasty. So there was 31 dynasties up into the Greeks. The Greeks became the 31st dynasty. The 30th dynasty was the last of the Persians, okay? The last Persian ruler of Ancient Kemet, who was the last king in the 30th dynasty before Alexandria, okay? So the Greeks became the 31st and the Romans became the 32nd.